me. Jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Oh no, that evening's empires returned in the sand, vanished from my hand, left me blindly here to stand, but still not sleeping. My weariness amazes me, I'm branded on my feet. I have no one to meet, and the ancient empty streets too dead for dreaming. Hey, Mr. Tambourine, play a song for me. Not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Take me on a trip upon the magic swirling ship. My hands can't feel the grip, my toes too numb to step. Only for my boot heels to be wandering. I'm ready to go anywhere, I'm ready for the fade into my own parade. Cast your dancing spell my way, I promise to go under. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there is no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. You might hear laughing, spinning, swinging madly across the sun. It's not aimed at anyone, it's just escaping on the run. But for the sky there are no fences facing. And you might hear big traces of skipping reels of rhyme to your tambourine in time. It's just a ragged clown behind, I wouldn't pay it any mind. It's just a shadow you are seeing that he's chasing. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. I'm not sleepy and there's no place I'm going to. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. In the jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you. Mr. Tambourine Man, take me disappearing through the smoke rings of my mind, down the foggy ruins of time, far from the frozen leaves, the haunted frightened trees, out to the windy beach, far from the twisted reach of crazy sorrow. Yes, to dance beneath the diamond sky with one hand waving free, silhouetted by the sea, circled by the circus sand, with all memory and faith drifting deep beneath the waves. Let me forget about today until tomorrow. Hey, Mr. Tambourine Man, play a song for me. Jingle jangle morning, I'll come following you.
That's incredible. Okay.
Bob Dylan.
Mr. Zimmerman. Bob Z. Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
No, don't say it. No.
Okay. And, okay, let's see, we've done postering, we've done the punk scene, we've done traveling.
Bad news?
We haven't done bad news yet. We've, if you've been listening to the Cassette Zine magazine special for the past 2 years, we've been doing that, you've heard quite some number of sides of Bad News Cassette Zine, but that is only the audio component of a zine that I had never seen in print until about 3 hours ago when I pulled it out of the backpack. And
oh, you've been deprived.
I have been.
Yes.
I have been deprived. I am mightily impressed. Some big, thick slabs of punky-looking stuff.
I've got to get you the new one. That's not the new one.
Here, I'm holding. I hope the FCC is not now listening to what I am holding up to the microphone here, because we are not allowed to depict or describe this sort of thing. So you guys.
You only knew what you were getting now.
And this one's very depict or describe. She's lovely.
I don't think these people are ready for that yet.
I hope not. I have I mean, we are an educational station after all. Who knows what we're about to teach? But you got the usual kinds of things. You got some reviews and you got some interviews and a lot of news-oriented kind of stuff, more than the usual.
In this one.
In this one, is that the usual deal?
No, it changes every issue.
Okay.
This one had the Gemstone Files in it, which is a radical departure from your normal history book in the way it depicts the Kennedy assassination. And the reason for that being that there was some research done, and there was a whole conspiracy behind how Kennedy was assassinated, and it was tied in with people like the CIA and the Mafia, and it goes all the way back to Onassis. And it's really fascinating. And what you normally read in a history book about how Kennedy was assassinated it ain't necessarily so.
And Mike Gunderloy of Factsheet 5 has long been making that available by kind of Xerox reprint. And see, I'm looking quickly for an address in here, but I'm not seeing one right off the top of it. But that has been circulating for a number of years in Samizdat, or kind of Xeroxed underground informational stuff, because probably nobody is willing to take their life in their hands by publishing it legitimately. Lots of ace backwards too.
Big ace.
So you got a new one out?
It's a new one out, and there's another one at the printer.
Okay.
And 14's at the printer, that's 12. 13 is in another area of my pile of junk that I couldn't get to it somehow.
Okay.
But I will.
Is there any way that we can get to it? You got an address for, are you
Sure.
still care of Ceres Bookmarketing?
Yes, you can still
Okay.
use that address for the time being.
Okay. If you're interested in that, get your pens and pencils, and I'll read it off in just a minute or so. And you've got another. See, you've got at least a dozen cassettes out now in the series.
Yeah, more than about a dozen, maybe 13, 14, maybe 15. Who's counting? And the mini-zines too are like small wacko collage stuff, and a lot of it is people's writings and meanderings mixed in with, not unlike Taproot, I might add.
Except
Except
Taproot,
smaller,
yeah,
except much smaller
yeah.
than that.
and Taproot is kind of anal retentive in the layout. Everything lines up straight, and that is remedied quite nicely in Bad News zine. Why don't you give them that address now that they have all their pens and papers ready?
Sure, if I can still remember it. It's 125 East 23rd Street, room 300, New York, 10010. And you need to write right away if you're going to write, because the address is going to change. So it's really not, it's technically only a couple of weeks before that address is gone. So.
Okay, and if you keep on listening to Crap's Last Tape, we'll of course keep you posted with the latest comings and goings of the underground culture as we know it. If you call that knowing. Let's see. Why don't you pick out one of those Bad News tapes for me to queue up while you play one more song, and then we'll.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
There was a lot of controversy surrounding the cover of that one too.
Voice of Americanism. Oh, and she is tied up, isn't she?
Yeah, some women objected to that, and I really couldn't understand why. And we had this long discussion about it. And I consider myself enlightened when it comes to, well, I like to consider myself enlightened. That doesn't mean other people are going to think so, but about feminism. And some feminists thought that was, that depiction was anti-feminist, shall we say, but it really isn't.
Well, there certainly is a lot of graphic portrayals of women in the punk underground, and maybe we can get our next door neighbors, the people in the news studio, to figure out some news. Maybe share their views on that, since they're all men and women in there. Looks
But
like.
I will say one thing:
Okay.
the punk underground is way too white male oriented, and it's high time that women had more. Stood up and it's I don't know why it is that way. It's very frustrating sometimes that it seems like white males dominate. Don't you find that?
Yeah, punk stuff, and in the kind of avant garage art stuff that I know Liz was up in Madison, has oft-voiced that complaint, feeling isolated as a woman doing some of those kinds of work and just feeling like overwhelmed by the boys. But we are products of our culture. I'm not saying that as an excuse. I'm going to stop talking. Why don't you play some music, and I'll do some technical kinds of things.
Gotcha.
You know this party disappoints me. Ain't nobody here I wanna know. You're the only one I wanna be with. I know a place where we can go. I know a place where we can go. Down by the water, down by the seaside, sinking our toes into gasoline. Down by the water, down by the seaside, sinking our toes in petroleum. I see the oil on the shoreline every time I come down here. I see the styrofoam and the tampons, seagulls and washed up cans of beer. Seagulls and washed up cans of beer. Down by the water, down by the seaside, sinking our toes in the gasoline fumes. Down by the water, down by the seaside, sinking our toes in the medical waste. I see the oil on the shoreline every time I come down here. I see the styrofoam and the tampons, seagulls and washed up cans of beer. Seagulls and washed up cans of beer. Down by the water, down by the seaside, sinking our toes into plutonium. Down by the water, down by the seaside, sinking our toes into, you figure it out.
That's Chip Swan and the Semiotic Liberation Orchestra from the, actually it wasn't from the Bad News cassette, it wasn't from Bob Z's, it was from my cassette magazine, and we'll hear more from that later.
Bad News wishes it has that on its cassette.
Yeah, well, it may well, since plagiarism is alive and well, as we know.
All right,
Hey.
yay for plagiarism.
Hey, let's see if we can get your mic turned on. I bet you might like that, huh? Are you?
Yeah,
Now
yeah. Okay.
Hey, see, that was B Square from the Semiotic Liberation Orchestra. And we're back live. I mean, we've been live, but you haven't been able to hear us while we're setting up some levels and moving into the electric part of the set here.
Okay.
As you will.
Okay. Pause to adjust levels here.
Oh, and we thought we were good.
Who said that? Okay. 1990 music in New York sucks it. Counter economics completely flattened it. As cultural alternatives continue to decline, real estate speculators have a good time. 1990 music, sick of New York. 1990 music, sick of New York. 1990 music, sick of New York. Artifacts at La Mama, $12 to get in while posters clad in spandex are innovated and spin. The bourbon kids with wallets bulging going to the Ritz to see those big name rock stars that couldn't get to shit. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. Rock and roll at CB's is declining every year, and you gotta borrow money just to buy yourself a beer. Gangs are outside the world ripping turrets off, while trendy fashion conscious whites move into second door. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 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 Disco at the Pyramid every single night, and FMU off the air don't seem right. 15 million people in New York who don't even care about independent media. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. But now the music critics at the New York Times are bite by the knitting factory on out scamming all the time. The so-called avant-garde lead attempts a social climb. Loud obnoxious yuppies come and sip expensive wine. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, sick of New York, suck shit. Yuppies and landlords when they build it. You want a good time and you better leave town. Graceland's closed, Tin Pan Alley down. 1990 Muse, sick of New York. 1990 Muse, 1990 Muse.
Sick of New York? I take it that has some autobiographical...
No, the title of that song is Music of New York.
Well, I'm adjusting the mic even as we speak. You sing louder with an electric guitar. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah. That's fine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that one was self-explanatory, I guess. It's just frustration.
Yeah.
The club scene out there. A lot of the references, unfortunately, I wish I had more time to explain them all. They're all for clubs.
I heard CB's.
Yeah. And
like the club to know.
Yeah, it's a good club for out-of-town bands to come in and play, you Cleveland bands. But it goes in cycles, you know. It's not always that good. It's right now in a low point. And it's really hard for out-of-town bands to get in there.
Yeah.
But it goes up and down.
I tend to find that when I go to other towns and see stuff happening, I think, wow, what a great scene. There's lots of stuff happening. Everybody's getting along. Everybody's friendly, nice. It's really nice. And then you talk to people who are there, and they say, no, everybody hates each other. There's knives sticking out everybody's back, and I'm going to plant some more. You know, I'm like, oh, okay.
Right. Well, you get
so
I guess you get clickiness everywhere, you know.
Yeah. It looks better from the outside, which is a good excuse to travel around.
Grass is always greener, yeah, it's true.
It's okay. Got another one?
Sure.
Okay.
Can you get more wetness on this guitar somehow? It's kind of dry.
Yeah, cup of water? No, it's
Maybe I should sweat on it some.
No, don't touch that.
Okay. I didn't touch it.
We'll just get more room ambience there.
buffalo, 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 lo, lo. Son of a puncture's gone. Son of a puncture is gone. Son of a puncture is gone. Philosophy devising a whole new philosophy. Heaven and hell are right here on earth. Just some stories people make up in their mind. Comes with lots of bum ceremony. Son of a puncture is gone. 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 Philosophy devising a whole new philosophy. Childish rapture, artificial paradise. Disproportion reigns supreme. Son of a puncture is gone. Son of a puncture is gone. Son of a puncture is gone. Philosophy devising whole new philosophy.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah, you
Okay.
got it. Oh, yeah. Oh, sure.
okay? Hey, well, I changed the vocal levels and puncture, huh? What does that? What do you mean puncture?
I don't know. It's not. It's an attitude, I guess. It's an attitude. Yeah. I don't know.
Any different from what we think of as punk? From what who thinks? I don't know.
You know,
Talking out my butt here.
So am I. That's the whole point. That's what puncturism is, talking out of your butt.
Okay, and we got another cassette zine queued up called "Do It Yourself Puncture," which was your number 7.
Yes, you can talk out of your butt too.
Oh, good. And it's all okay. You don't have to get permission to talk out of your butt.
We hope not.
And you don't have to pay a lot of money to a big corporation to let you talk out of your butt. But I mean, why did this have these bands on it and not some other bands? I'm talking about a cassette zine
That
called
had
"Do It
bands
Yourself
on it?
Puncture."
Oh yeah, I guess it did.
Yeah, it had. It had.
Well, that's against the very.
Screeching Weasel. It had Mecha Normal. They're bands, aren't they?
They were. Well, Screeching Weasel was a band.
Screeching Weasel was a band. Oh, jeez. Were you part of the anarchist switchboard stuff in
For
the
a
squatting scene? And,
Yes,
all
that
that
got
stuff.
sacked. That's the place that got sacked by skinheads.
Sacked by skinheads.
Yeah, there was a murder on that street a month later too. This guy who promotes shows now in New York City, he's a black punk, and he's always got his hair like some color and stuff, and wearing studs and all that. He's real into the fashion thing. Anyway, he was like walking around one day, and some skinhead gang who he got some kind of argument with jumped him. It was about 10 of them, and they were like, from what the story is that I heard, the other people heard, is that he was getting beat up, and then these two out-of-town punks from Georgia were hanging around. They seen this happening, and they jumped in.
We read about that. It was, except the whole story was about the Georgia guys who were like hicks from in New York, and they jumped in where they should not have been. You know, it was like a real weird.
Well, that's too bad, but
it was a real weird slant on the story.
Yeah, that's too bad. I don't know. It's a screwy place. A lot of dumb stuff goes on. This was something really dumb, and that guy. Yeah, well, see, I guess they thought they were protecting one of their own when they jumped in. You know, they seen
Right.
this guy getting
And it's too bad that more people, if didn't jump in, or I don't know. But this guy, I can tell you though, because I know him personally, he gets himself into trouble a lot.
Yeah.
And he probably did in this case, and makes himself a lot of enemies. That guy, he's not a saint either. But these guys didn't know who he was, and they just jumped in because they saw somebody getting beat up, and one of them got stabbed and seriously is, I think, still in the hospital, and the other one got killed. So it's pretty bad. But that was just on the street, and the cops around there. There's a million cops in that neighborhood, but they never do anything when somebody freaky looking gets beat up. They just kind of like let it happen. There's a lot of activism down there and a lot of tension too.
Yeah, and probably a lot of people in Cleveland haven't been watching the stuff at the square and the squatter scene and.
There's a good squat scene going on?
No, there's nothing here, and we probably don't know much about what's happening in New York.
I wouldn't think, because rents aren't all that expensive compared to other cities. But like in New York, it's like the worst city for rent, and so there's a million squatters. And
they're all getting their heads bashed in. Sounds like.
Yeah, well, some squatters, some kids from the suburbs come in there, and they don't really know what they're doing, and they try and take over some building that. They try and take over some building that, like, hardcore actions going on, junkies and stuff who are, in the neighborhood underworld, in some of these neighborhoods, there's a lot of stuff going on. And some kids just, they just run right into it, and that's the real unfortunate stuff. But, there's good organization down there. Some of these squats are really great. There's a Bullet Space squat, which does some unbelievable shows, really great. And people from out of town, from San Francisco, from other places, have come through town and played the Bullet Space Squat and had really good shows. So that's one of the reasons why it's worth supporting the squat movement. People can just out of nothing create a venue like that for people from out of town too. I mean, it's great, and it's hard work though. Those people really work.
Yeah. Well, we'll keep on plugging away here. Like I said, we got something queued up. I'm not exactly sure what. Stevie Wonder. Is that right?
Yeah, Stevie's a puncturist.
Okay. Well, let's see what he does.
Oh, now I know why.
Okay, and we're still working on the technical end of stuff, being technical here, because we're technical kinds of, or I am, I guess. Yeah,
we got it now.
Oh, before you start, let me remind you all and our listeners and the FCC that you are listening to WCSB Cleveland.
Shopping mall, suburbia night, standing there waiting online. Shopping mall, suburbia night, he's calling home on the car phone. Shopping mall, suburbia night, he's calling home on the car phone. He says, oh honey, where's my bank card? Hooky sets of window shoppers stuck to their credit card. Sales clerks frowning at their cash registers. Husbands watch miserable wives carrying plastic bags and baby strollers. Of course, going real slow. Makes me want to scream, but I just walk away. Shopping mall, suburbia night, standing there waiting online. Shopping mall, suburbia night, is calling home on the car phone. Shopping mall, suburbia night, just standing there and waiting online. Shopping mall, suburbia night, is calling home on the car phone. He says, oh honey, where's my bank card? Wearing loafers in co-ops and condos and sitting in front of LVCR,
watching the TV news, talking about drug abuse and driving a big new car and talking all about movie stars. Shopping mall, suburbanite, standing around, waiting online. Shopping mall, suburbanite, he's calling home on the car phone. Shopping mall, suburbanite, standing around, waiting online. Oh, honey, where's my bank card? Barbecue traffic jams, trainloads of sports fans, Guidos and suntans, watching the TV news. Yeah, watching the TV news and talking all about drug abuse and driving all a big new car and looking up at those movie stars, and ignorance is everywhere and prejudice flies through the air. Shopping mall, suburbanite, standing around, waiting online. Shopping mall, suburbanite, he's calling home on the car phone. He said, oh, honey, where's my bank card? Oh, stupid. Shopping mall, suburbanite, standing around, waiting online. Shopping mall, suburbanite, he's calling home on the car phone. He said, oh, honey, where's my bank card?
You can hear it, I can't. Here we are. Okay. Oh, and the bugs are flying in the window. It's great.
All right, we have life.
That's good. Tell you what, I need to do a couple of public service announcements, partly for everybody's benefit, but
All right.
let me find one that I need to do. It was in my hand a minute ago.
The public must be served.
Well, they like it.
The Last Junkstock. Poets Bank presents the 10th and final arts festival in the junkyard, The Last Junkstock. 10 years of art amid the wreckage on Sunday, July 1st, from noon to moon at Pearl Road Auto Wrecking, 5000 Pearl Road. Admission and parking are free. Once again, owner Myron Kaplan is accepting donations of canned food for the hungry. The event will begin with an open mic for poets, go inside after dark, and end with an acoustic music jam. This year's bands are the Cleveland Cosmorum, Satta, the Vivians, Frankie Starr and Chill Factor, and Crash Worship. Those performing poetry with music are Robert Ritchie, Backyard Mechanics, Endangered Species Trio, and Joan of Arc and the Beatnik Angel Boys. Also reading poetry are 10 featured poets from Illinois, Michigan, Massachusetts, and these cities in Ohio, Cincinnati, Columbus, Youngstown, Toledo, Oberlin, and Kent. Returning will be Mel Samorowski and the Fiber Performance Ensemble, as well as the Primavera Consort, costume medieval and Renaissance musicians who performed at the first Junkyard reading in 1981. Two firsts this year are Magic by Hiram Strait and Improv Comedy by Giant Portions. Poet organizer Daniel Thompson will MC and read with sundry bands. For information, call 371-4260 or 621-9020, 2 to 6 p.m. daily. The Last Junkstock.
Oh, hey, the mic was still on. That's cool. Hmm?
Oh, really? Oh, well. Hey.
That's okay. Nobody could hear anything.
The city kind of, they gave me this abandoned building, and I attempted to try to fix it up. Oh, no.
Oh, no, now you can't.
No, we're speechless. Come on.
Now we're speechless. Okay. It's a regular fest up here. We got
The
Kevin.
Thrill Kill Cult? Can I do my Crash Worship spiel?
You want okay, Crash Worship. We just heard a cart for the junkyard, which is a whole day's worth of this kind of people talking out their butt. And some of those people in particular... No, not on air. We're not allowed to depict or describe sexual or excretory activities, and some people believe flatulence is, in fact, very sexy.
People talking out of their butts is illegal?
Okay. So, Kevin Williams will now do the Crash Worship spiel. Patented, copyrighted, and trademarked.
Do I get limited seconds on this, or 60 seconds?
Right, and
no, we'll take 15 seconds.
And the 7 words, remember to say them under your breath before.
No, I won't describe any of those. Anyways, there's this band that's going to be at Junkstock, and they're also going to be at the Babylon. It's called the Crash Worship, and they're true paganists. Definitely somewhere in between neo-primitive, tribal ritual kind of stuff, and industrial avant-garde.
Left or right hand?
Left. I'm sorry. No.
Okay.
Left-handed, right-handed. Right-handed.
That's all that's left.
Right. There's only 2. Yeah.
It's up. I don't know. That was a legitimate question.
It's Crash Worship. They're kind of like a version of Einstürzeiten or Botten meets how would you describe it? Meets the true voodoo ritual,
Yeah, we heard from them earlier. It's
far beyond.
There's a heavy gunk influence as well.
Gunk, okay.
Are they vegetarians? Do they eat meat?
I would assume that I don't know.
Okay.
I have no idea.
It's good to know.
I have no person.
When you don't know.
An industrial band with a question.
Okay, so when are they playing at the Babylon?
The Babylon, it's the 3rd.
The 3rd at the Babago, and on the
Tuesday.
1st, that's this Sunday for free at Pearl Road Auto Wrecking, about 55th or so in Pearl Road.
Another band that's going to be at Junkstock will also be opening up for Crash Worship on the 3rd.
And who's that?
Beatnik Angel Boys.
Oh, really? And Joan of Arc and her Beatnik Angel
I don't
Boys.
think Joan will be there. It's just the Beatniks.
Very odd. And also the Vivians, who we may get to sometime soon. But I don't know. But we would be sorely remiss if we did a whole Cassette Underground show thing and didn't play something from Sakai.
Hello, I'm your brother's doctor, and he has marrow cancer. There's not really much we can do for him except for a marrow transplant. As you might have guessed by now.
And that was from the 1988 Cassette Fest compilation, which featured a few of the 400-some cassettes that we received and played on the air. And that opportunity is coming up again. Starting now and until August 3rd, we are accepting submissions for Cassette Fest 1990. Artists are limited to 15 minutes total airtime. That's 15 one-minute songs or one 15-minute song or anything in between. One piece per cassette. Make sure that your name and address and the name of the piece and the time of the piece is on the cassette itself, not on the box. Mail your entries to WCSB Cassette Fest 90, Cleveland State University, RT. That's like art without the A. Suite 956, Cleveland, Ohio 44115. And there'll be prizes and more compilations, and we'll be inflicting your work on an unsuspecting listening public. And right now we're inflicting informal conversation on an unsuspecting listening public. Kevin Williams and Bob. I saw Kevin's name on your contact sheet, but I didn't know if you had actually contacted him yet.
How come you didn't call before you came into town?
Kevin is hurt.
I only know. Sorry. If you picked up a copy of Bad News and written, I would have known you were there. Whoa.
And as the squabble continues, doesn't look like the guitar is in hand. So we may be forced to go back to more recorded media.
Yeah,
You don't want to say anything about anarchy, do you?
They're great. What?
You don't want to say anything about anarchy, do you?
What is there to say about it?
Okay. I'm just making sure. I don't want to leave any bases uncovered. 687-3515 is our phone number, if for any reason you want to use it. And we'll probably be back. We got another 45 minutes worth to go. It's a long show, isn't it? And here's...
Yeah, it's a great show.
Yeah, what's the... what is this cassette you just handed me?
This is another Pascal Looney special, IMI. This is called Propaganda Bandits.
Propaganda, huh?
Propaganda Bandits.
Let's see if I can figure out where it is. It's in here someplace.
Oh, good. You got side A. Yeah, oh, that's good stuff.
And, well, I know it's in here someplace. No, that's not it.
Why?
Yeah, well, that's no help.
No.
Oh.
And dumb in political terms. The citizenry is kept...
A band I'd like to be in. Well, we're back. We got another half hour to go. This is a long show, isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah, and you just stretch out and
It's stretching out all right. It's Another one?
Okay, we're gonna do some more. Here, take it away, Bob.
You walk, I'll run, follow right behind you. You call, I'll come, I won't remember where I come from. Over there, at the end of the bar, this fish keeps swimming in a jar. I feel a tug on the line. Which end will I be on this time? Don't box me in. Don't box me in. Don't box me in. One day I'll show them just what I'm made of. There'll be a time when I won't remember what I was afraid of. And I'll be swimming in the sea, no banging on this glass for me. I've turned red when my eyes turn blue, so I'm leaving everything that's true. Jump into brand new skin, and then you won't be able to box me in. Don't box me in. Don't box me in. Let go. There's a few places round I've never been. There's an ocean out there I gotta swim. There's a river that flows right past my door. I wonder what? If sometimes I can't seem to talk, you'll know this blackboard lacks a piece of chalk. Don't box me in. Don't box me in. Don't box me in. Don't box me in. safe explodes, there's a smile on his face. He's someone you read about, jumps right off the page. He plays around the pieces of his life and jams them in his pocket like his keychain and his knife. The simple act of survival requires a certain degree of courage from day to day. Yeah, 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 yeah. At least that's what some other but I'll say. Safe explodes, there's a smile on his face. He's someone you read about who jumps right off the page. He plays around with the pieces of his life and jams them in his pocket like his keychain and his knife. Memories come flooding back, mocking him. There's bells going off in his head. Safe explodes, a smile on his face. He's someone you read about, jumps right off the page. Plays around with the pieces of his life, jams them in his pocket like his keychain and his knife.
Yeah.
Is Poster Cops actually inspired a song. I have to thank them.
Okay,
for that.
they're good for one thing.
They
Mm.
certainly are. That's
From
what-
adversity and oppression come. It's not worth it, but
It isn't.
take
You're right,
but
you're
take
right.
what we can get. Okay, okay, we'll take it. And
This is all I got at it.
Poster cop, you are the poster cop, going out making the rounds. Poster cop, you are the poster cop, writing tickets by the thousands. Poster cop, you are the poster cop, he had a funny looking hat. Poster cop, you are the poster cop, the sanitation bureaucrat. Poster cop, you are the poster cop, sitting with a drink at the bar. Poster cop, you are the poster cop. Poster cop, you're the poster cop, sitting with a drink at the bar. Poster cop, you're the poster cop, smoking a big fat cigar. Poster cop, you're the poster cop, fighting those handler slobs. Poster cop, you're the poster cop, the secret sanitation job. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, singing by the thousands. Poster cop, it was a poster cop. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, going out making the rounds. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, writing tickets by the thousand. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, sitting with a drink at the bar. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, smoking a fat cigar. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, wore a funny looking hat. I know, I saw it. Poster cop, it was a poster cop, he was a sanitation bureaucrat. poster cop, there was a poster cop going out making a rounds. Poster cop, there was a poster cop. He was writing tickets by the thousand. Poster cop, there was a poster cop. Poster cop. Job and he brought home the bacon so that nobody knew. Mongoloid, Mongoloid. Song too many. Mongoloid, he was a Mongoloid, and his friends were unaware. Mongoloid, he was a Mongoloid, and nobody even cared. And he wore a hat, and he had a job, and he brought home the bacon so that nobody knew.
We're going to talk.
Hey, well, you know, you come up to the radio station and on-air studio, and there's on-air.
I know.
We have no secrets.
Yeah.
Well,
They already know all the secrets.
we bragged about the secrets earlier on in the show. Okay, that of course Cleveland's own Hotfoot Quartet and the Spud Boy tune, Mongoloid.
There aren't any secrets. In this
Poster
day and age,
cop.
there are no secrets.
And we're telling them all to you. Kevin came up complaining and pointing out that there was a secret that you were in a band, and you know there was more to it than that. And the Power Plagues, name of a band?
Yeah, Bob Z and the Power Plagues. We're gonna. The next stop is Flint, Michigan. So, if anybody wants to go up to Flint, Michigan, give a call to the station.
Okay, that was an invite. So don't look a gift mouth in the horse. And we got a cassette from the Power Plagues. Jesus is coming soon. Oh, and this is a lot like the cover that John Oswald just got in trouble for the Plunderphonics CD.
Yeah, it's one of those bad boy covers. You can show that to your listening audience and get us in trouble with the FCC.
Oh, somebody
for a record cover.
Somebody stole the Plunderphonics record cover.
Right. I thought it was lyrics that were
Very okay. Yeah, we'll hold this up to the mic. Yes.
Yeah, and
Oh,
today-
offended. Tape record this, lady out in Parma.
I'm so stupid, man. We've even got T-shirts that look like that.
Oh wow, that's really impressive. Can I buy one of those? Sure you can. And we're going to hear some. Well, wait a minute. What are we going to hear from? Tape, live or Memorex?
Let's go for a tape.
He's strapping on his guitar.
Well,
he's chickening out.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do one more.
Okay, do one more, then we'll go to a tape. And oh, Laura's getting ready to what reggae this week? Ska. Oi, great. No, something's not on. Something's. Is it plugged in? Is it turned on?
Yeah, we're ready.
Early one morning, the sun was shining. I was laying in bed, wondering if she'd changed at all, if her hair was still red. Her folks said our lives together sure was gonna be rough. They never did like Mama's homemade dress, and Papa's bank book wasn't big enough. I was standing on the side of the road, rain falling down on my shoe, heading out for the West Coast. Lord knows I paid my dues getting through. Tangled up in blue. She was married when we first met, soon to be divorced. Helped her out of a jam, I guess, but I used a little too much force. We drove that car as far as we could, abandoned it out west. Split up on a dock, said night, both agreeing it was best. She turned around to look at me as I was walking away. I heard her saying over my shoulder, we'll meet again someday on the avenue. Oh, so tangled up in blue. Had a job in the Great Northwood, working as a cook for a spell, but I never did like it all that much, and one day the axe just fell. So I drifted down to New Orleans, where I happened to be employed, working for a while on a fishing boat right outside of Delacroix. All the while I was alone, the past was close behind. I seen a lot of women, but she never escaped my mind, and I just grew tangled up in blue. She lit a burner on the stove and offered me a pipe. Thought you'd never say hello, she said. You look like the silent type. And she opened up a book of poems, handed it to me. With it written by Italian poet from the 13th century. Every one of their words rang true, glowed like burning coal, pouring off of every page like it was written in my soul from me to you. So tangled up in blue. She was working in a topless place, stopped in for a beer, just kept looking at the side of her face in the spotlight so clear. Later on when the crowd thinned out, I was just about to do the same. She was standing there, back of my chair, saying, don't I know your name? Well, I muttered something underneath my breath. She studied the lines of my face. I must admit I felt a little uneasy when she bent down to tie the laces on my shoe. Oh, tangled up in blue. I lived with them on Montague Street in a basement down the stairs. There was music in the cafes at night and revolution in the air. But he started in the dealing with slaves and something inside of him died. She had to sell everything she owned and froze up inside. Oh, and finally the bottom a mathematician, some are carpenter's wife. Don't know how it all got started, don't know what to do with their lives. But me, I'm still on the road, head for another joint. We always did feel the same, we just saw it from a different point of view. Tangled up in blue.
Mine, asshole. She was a manipulator of spirit, and all she really wanted were his property and titles. She wrapped a rope around him and pulled him on his hands and knees.
Okay, maybe I'm told maybe that's not the best choice of songs to play for the FCC. So maybe we'll back off on that. I thought
I'd go for either Poster Cop or Girl in Flaming Underpants, side B.
oh yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's. Oh, I would have played that one, but I forgot.
See what we can do here in the waning minutes of Crap's last tape. You too could do this.
Oh yes, Girl in Flaming Underpants goes back to a Spanish ancient myth. Actually, it's not that ancient. It's back to the Spanish Inquisition in an obscure villa of Spain, a castle of Aragon.